Hello everyone, welcome back to Mama in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make baked kofta. So I'm going to start off by showing you the ingredients. You're going to need 1 bunch of parsley, 1 teaspoon of chicken flavor Maggi, 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 can of tomato sauce, 2 onions, 2 tomatoes, and 3 potatoes. And then you're going to need 2 pounds of ground beef. And now we're going to go ahead and get started. First up is taking the stems off the parsley and then washing your parsley. After getting the stems off, you're just going to go ahead and rinse your parsley out. After rinsing your parsley, you're just going to go ahead and squeeze as much water out as you can. After squeezing the water out of the parsley, we're just going to go ahead and chop the parsley until it becomes fine, and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like after chopping it, and you want your parsley to be very fine like this. After chopping the parsley, we're going to go ahead and chop 1 of our onions, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. This is how fine you want your onions to be. Make sure you do not blend it too much because it will become watery. You don't want it to be watery. Okay, so after chopping your onion, you're just going to go ahead and chop 1 of your potatoes, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. The consistency you want your potatoes to be. Okay, so after chopping the potato, you're just going to go ahead and add the ground beef to your parsley, onions, and potatoes, and you're going to mix it in very well. Now, I have double the recipe here, so this is why the ground beef looks like it's a lot, but you're just going to go ahead and stick to the 2 pounds of ground beef and to the measurements that I've given you. And you're just going to mix it in very well, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. This is what your meat should look like after being mixed in with the potatoes, onions, and parsley. After mixing in the parsley, onions, and potato to the ground beef, now we're going to go ahead and add 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, and then we're also going to be adding 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and then we're going to be mixing that in very well. Okay, so this is what the meat looks like after adding the potatoes, onions, and parsley, and salt and pepper. And now it's ready to go ahead and be rolled up and placed in the pan. Okay, so you're going to be using about 1.5 tablespoons of the meat, and you're just going to go ahead and roll it up like this. You can use more if you like your kofta to be bigger, but this is how big I like to make them. And then you're just going to place it in the dish. So this is what it looks like once they're all rolled. Now I do have double the recipe, so yours is going to be about half the amount of this. And now I'm just going to go ahead and bake it at 400 for 30 minutes. And you're just going to leave it uncovered, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Okay, so while the kofta is in the oven, I'm just going to go ahead and peel my potatoes, and I'm going to be cutting them into about 1/2 inch thick slices, but you can cut them as thick as you would like. After slicing your potatoes, you're just going to go ahead and slice your onions like this, and now we're going to go ahead and fry them. Okay, so I've heated about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and now I'm just going to go ahead and fry my onions with the olive oil, and I'm going to keep cooking it until it becomes translucent. This is what you want your onions to look like after frying them, and now we're going to go ahead and fry the potatoes. I've heated up some canola oil, and now I'm just going to go ahead and fry my potatoes until they become a golden color. This is what the potatoes will look like after frying them. Okay, so the kofta has been baking for 30 minutes on 400, and now I'm just going to go ahead and layer the onions on top. After layering your onions on top, you're just going to go ahead and layer your potatoes, and I'll show you what it looks like. Now, this is how it would look like after layering all your potatoes, and now we're going to layer sliced tomatoes on top. So this is what it would look like after layering the tomatoes, and now we're going to go ahead and make the tomato sauce to pour on top. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and make the tomato sauce. You're just going to go ahead and pour your can of tomato sauce in a pot and add 1 cup of water. After adding your cup of water, you're just going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of Maggi and bring everything to a boil. So after it comes to a boiling point, you're just going to go ahead and add it to your kofta. And then you're going to cover your kofta with aluminum foil, and you're going to bake at 450 for 30 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. This is what it looks like after 30 minutes of baking, and now we're just going to go ahead and uncover it and broil it for 10 minutes. So this is what it looks like after broiling it on high for 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and serve my kofta with jasmine rice. I have a video on how to make jasmine rice. I'll link it down below. But this is the final dish. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.